Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Best Life and Beyond. We are discussing our plans for our trip to Walt Disney World, which is, I would venture to say, days away.
It's coming sooner than we think. Yeah.
Very soon.
We're so excited. So today, we're going to share with you our top 10 things we're most excited for at Walt Disney World, as well as like planning for our trip. Remember, this is our first visit to Florida. It's our first visit to Orlando. Our first visit to Walt Disney World, and we could not be more excited.
So crazy. Yeah, it's one of those things that these are just the top 10, but there's so many things that we're looking forward to as far as this trip goes.
So as you know, there's a ton of things we want to do. I mean, hundreds that we want to do, that we're planning to do. So we took, out of all the things, we took our top actual 10, and we kind of were like, okay, this is like top of the list. And like
must-dos. Like if for some reason we had to not do a certain amount of things, these are the ones that have to get done. You know, no matter what the
like
time frame.
Experiences, we're like, this is it.
You can't do everything, is what I've been told, because it's such a large footprint there that you need so much time to cover it.
And not only that, with like things that are shut down for maintenance or shut down just, you know, experiences that aren't happening currently.
Like the People Mover, which I'm really upset about.
So yeah, there's just a ton of things.
That's coming back in January, but irregardless, it was something that I've always looked forward to in going to Walt Disney World. But you know, we'll go back we'll get to experience that at some point, because I'm a huge fan of Old Tomorrowland, and that is one of the best things ever at Tomorrowland.
Yeah, that would have itself been one of these on the list.
It would have.
But you know.
But she's down for refurbishment.
She's down for refurbishment.
She's getting a little brush up, as they would say. But yeah, so these are the 10 things, the specific things that we want to do. We thought we'd let you know.
Yeah.
And
we're excited.
First one is very obvious.
Yes, it's just to enter a Disney park again.
Yes, to go under that famous sign.
That was like the specific part of it. I was like, when we were making the list, I was kind of like, okay, I think the obvious one is to just go back to a Disney park in general.
Yeah.
And I think like we more narrowed it down to, like Spencer said, he was like, dude, it's that sign. And it's what the sign means. You
know that famous sign, here you leave the world of today and enter the world of...
Yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it's just to actually do that.
Because I'm down to leave the world of today. I really am. I'm so ready to leave the world of today, more than I ever have, even though we did it on a regular basis. Now it means more to us than it has ever meant.
Yeah, definitely. So it's just that fact that like we're going to be there just walking down Main Street, and then I think just hearing that music, the loops that they normally play, I think that has a big part of nostalgia, and you know, it just does something to you, and I think like we're just so ready for that experience.
Alone.
Yeah, just that experience of like
the real simple pleasure of that alone, even before you get to any of the lands where the rides are.
Yeah, it's just there.
It's almost, to me, it's like the opening credits of a movie. You know, you're just getting into it. It's establishing, it's the the wide establishing shots, and get you into the vibe of the movie, and then from there on, you know, you spoke out into the different scenes, as it were, because as you know, the Disneyland, Disney World experience is like being in a movie. That was kind of the idea, that you're on the stage, you're in it, you're not watching it from a seat, you're in it. So that's why that one is so important, just to get in there and be there.
And the fact that it's a Disney park, so it's something that, you know, we've grown up with. Yeah. So, you know, and that we've grown accustomed to, but it's a new Disney park for us.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Yeah, it's the weird thought of just that is like...
and the parallels, but yet the differences.
Yeah.
Because I think both of us are looking forward to the parallels, because we can't get into our Disneyland.
Right.
So we're looking to fill that void, as well as the new experiences, like you said.
Right.
That we've been talking about for years, and going and procrastinated many a time.
Yeah.
And now, and I honestly think that that's the one silver lining of what's happening right now, is that it kind of, you know, made us not procrastinate anymore, and we're doing it.
Well, I think for me, I know a thing that held me back even before I met you is caring for Binky. I couldn't really take very long trips, and I didn't plan to go to Walt Disney World for longer than, for less than like 3 days.
Right.
And you know,
you couldn't leave her for that long.
No, I couldn't. I could not at all.
Even and the shirt I wear always reminds us of me and Binky, kind of. It does. So it's ironic that I'm wearing that. But yeah, there was a lot of reasons why we hadn't, made the commitment to do this yet. And
also, flying for me, not my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Although, it's like I feel, I don't know. I guess when you're faced with the last 8 or 9 months of just nothing but terribleness, it's like it finally makes me go like, what am I so worried about when like everything else could go wrong, and you just never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Nothing's tomorrow's not promised, so it's like.
And when fear dominates the landscape, this little fear that you have can easily be overcome compared to the massive fear that has been dominating the landscape, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah.
So
it's scary times right now, and so that's a big thing. Is we're definitely excited.
That's number 1.
Yes,
right?
Excited about that.
Or is it number 10? Are we counting back?
No, that's
I don't
number
know.
1.
It's number 1.
Number 2, which feeds into Walt Disney World, is
number 2. Sorry.
It is to see Cinderella's Castle.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
I mean, or as Spencer would say, what would you say there, huh? Cinderella.
Oh, Cinderella. I'm never going to live this down.
You're going to have to say it while we're there, too.
It was a D23 reference. If you go back and watch our D23 video, if you don't know what we're talking about, we saw an exhibit of princess dresses and wardrobe from movies and things, right?
Yeah, the Cinderella movie.
And the Cinderella movie. And we saw the dress, and I kept trying to say...
And there's Cinderella's slipper.
Oh, Cinderella's slipper, and I could not.
Cinderella's slippers.
It was like Cinderella.
And then he like kept going back to it though.
Doing my pickup, as I call it, when I do a fix and try to say it over. And Cinderella was born that day. So yeah.
So yeah, we're so excited.
I want to see Cinderella's Castle. So yes, there we go.
There's multiple reasons why we want to see Cinderella's Castle. Obviously, because it's a new Disney park, a new castle, like
to us,
huge. The size of it, the the intricate details of it, the walking through it is something so sentimental to us.
In my mind, I'm gonna be hearing Justin in my mind going, "Would you look at the size of that thing?" Oh. It's gonna be in my mind. So. Props to Justin for...
I mean, and then the fact that it's painted the same colors as our Disneyland castle now.
Oh, that's right. When they updated it, they did the same color scheme.
Yeah, to see that will also be, like you were saying, the things that are similar, and it'll be nice to see that, and just then the... what are they called? The projections that they're doing for the Christmas season. Yeah. And some of the pyro that's coming, you know. I mean, that is something that we're just like, I don't know, just to...
Well, and that whole area that is, from what I've seen, that their hub area and how vast it is and how different it is. Our hub is very quaint, which I love our hub. But this is a big hub.
There's not, like, I think the other thing we were talking...
It's a hub. Sorry.
The thing we were talking about too is how it's not, the view of our castle in Disneyland often gets obstructed by trees or, I mean, mostly trees. So you can't always see it from everywhere, and this castle is so magnificent and large, you can see it from multiple places around the Disney property. But it is just so much taller, and there's like a whole platform, where characters can, I mean, I don't know if they will be doing that, but it's just like, it's completely different from our castle.
Yeah.
Like,
don't they have a dream suite in there too?
Yeah, they have a suite. Cinderella, I don't remember what it's called, but they do have something.
There's actual like rooms in there,
like you can actually stay. Like we can go in our castle and it's Sleeping Beauty walk through with the, the story and the animated windows, but there it's just there's like Cinderella's table, restaurant and all that. I mean, there's just a lot. So we're looking forward to that, big difference there.
And then number 3 is attractions in general, aka rides. Some of us call them rides, but in the Disney vernacular, it is attractions.
Yes.
So just don't want to like throw anybody off there. Which there are many.
Yes. Yeah. The way we were talking about it though is like, we're just excited when we were talking about this list, so I can, you know, explain.
Yeah.
We were just excited for attractions like anywhere, because in California we have not been able to go on any attraction at all.
No.
For 8 or 9 months now. Like at all, anything. I mean,
at this point, I would take a tram ride as an attraction.
Yes, yes,
I would.
Exactly.
So this will be really interesting for us. I want to best remove them. I want to.
What are your top 5 in the Walt Disney World Resort? Like,
from what I know,
all parks that you're most excited for.
Okay, so I'm very not versed in those parks at all. I don't know much.
Oh, that makes it so exciting.
Yeah, because I'm not a spoiler guy. I like to kind of experience things for the first time. I don't like to do too much research. I mean, I like to know, but I don't like to spoil it, I guess.
Attractions, you know how like I'll watch a ride through so I know kind of what to expect. Spencer won't. I
haven't, like for Galaxy's Edge, a lot of people were already spoiled by, you know, they knew what certain things look like in Smuggler's Run or Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
I was just like, nope, not doing it. But I'm really excited about Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway. When I heard that was going to be a thing, I thought, what a great idea. Finally, a dark ride devoted to those two.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, for all intents and purposes, they are the mascots of
that's
the
one,
Disney World.
Would you say?
Oh, that's definitely one. And have not watched any of those ride-throughs at all.
Okay, what would number 2 be?
Number 2, best remove them.
Oh, Thunder Mountain?
Yeah, I call it best remove them, sorry. We have own names for things.
Yes.
I also want to do the Mine Train. I've always wanted to do the Mine Train.
Oh, Mine Train, I can't wait for that.
I have watched a little bit of a ride-through of that a while ago.
Okay.
Without thinking that I was ever going there, so I was just watching it. Haunted Mansion.
Oh,
of
Haunted
course.
Mansion.
I mean, come on.
What about over at Animal Kingdom? There's like Pandora over there, Everest.
I would love to do that. Yeah, Everest, sure. Because they don't, you know, Matterhorn is only in Disneyland, so I think Everest is their mountain.
It's like, yeah, it's their mountain, but it's like 10 times more intense.
Right. What else?
There's also at Epcot. Is there anything at Epcot that you're, like Spaceship Earth, Test Track?
Test Track, yeah. Spaceship Earth, Living with the Land. I mean, you know, I'm pretty open to anything. I even just want to ride the Skyliner and the monorail.
Right, yeah.
Like, I'm that lame to where I just want those simple things that are actually practical transportation over there as opposed to an attraction.
I'm excited.
As they were meant to be. You know what I mean? The monorail.
I'm excited to watch you get to experience those. Like, you know, things that like I know that you love, like Haunted Mansion and like, but then also to see us both experience the things that we haven't before. And I mean, I'm just so excited to go on Carousel of Progress. That is nostalgia. I mean, I don't remember it, but I love the song. I listen to that song.
I want to see the building rotate again because ours
is in cement over here in Disneyland.
You can see the seam, you know, but it doesn't move anymore.
And I only remember that building as Innoventions. Like that was the hangout back then. I remember when Innoventions was brand new when it opened up.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm excited about that. I will agree with you. Mine Train, of course, to do all the rides that we love, you know, like Pirates and Big Thunder Mountain and Haunted Mansion. But I
also want to go back to the monorail. I really want to see the Mary Blair
over at
in the Contemporary because I'm a huge Mary Blair fan, and I miss the murals that used to be in Tomorrowland.
Right, right.
And you know, they were like tile murals, and I believe this is the same medium. I think it's giant tiles, if I'm not mistaken. That huge piece that she did.
We will find out.
Oh man.
And then as far as Epcot for me, Spaceship Earth, I want to do.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything.
I just want to see that. Is that the ball?
Oh yeah, Spaceship Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see that in person.
Yeah.
Because it's always been the icon.
Yeah.
Obviously of Epcot and.
Yeah, it's like we've seen Epcot like so many times, and you know, it's like to finally go there and experience that. I really want to do Frozen Ever After. I know that's a little like, you know, whatever, but I'm sorry. Like, it reminds me of Kaylee. It makes me excited.
Because we don't have a Frozen ride over here. We just have a show. Well, we did have a show.
So just to do things like that, you know, just attractions in general, we're just so excited for.
Yeah, to get on a ride, it's like, you know, come on. All right, so number 4 is Hollywood Studios.
Yeah,
is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, for Galaxy's Edge. Like,
of course, we want to see
We want to go back to Batuu.
Yeah, Batuu East.
Batuu East.
And see the similarities and then the things that aren't the same. Because I think it'll be really weird, because I've heard that there's parts of it that you're in that you can't tell the difference of where you are, kind of.
Ooh, that's gonna be so weird to feel
like,
that.
Like, you know, because I think we also have 3 tunnels, 3 entrances, and it only has 2.
I think, yeah. Again, we're not we don't know every single thing, so if we're getting things wrong here, feel free to correct us.
Yeah,
but
we will soon be vindicated, and we will know very soon.
We just don't right now. But yeah, I can't wait to hopefully ride Rise of the Resistance again, if we can make that happen. Smuggler's Run.
That's the alarm. That's the imitation of the, sorry.
Just to see Galaxy's Edge again is going to be something else. Again, now we've had it just enough time in Disneyland, and we've gone and hung out there enough that I feel like we actually have that nostalgia there.
Yeah.
And some great memories. So I think to be back there is going to be like, yes, like
going
that.
Back to Batuu.
We're going back to Batuu. We're going to sing that while we go in there. We have to do the head bop while we do it.
Oh boy.
We're going back to Batuu. And number 5, just as we had said before, it was kind of mentioned, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yeah.
That in and of itself is something that we're just like, especially knowing that it's coming to Disneyland, like there will be parts that are different, like the queue and whatnot, most likely. Yeah. But the fact that we get to experience that, like for once we're gonna get to be experiencing a ride before it opens in Disneyland.
Right, because it seems like for the last bunch of years, everything that was new seemed to premiere there first.
Yeah.
Sometimes even the merchandise, right, would show up there first, because a lot of it gets manufactured out there. But yeah, I drove by the other day on the 5, and you can always see kind of into where they're building Minnie and Mickey's, or Mickey and Minnie's. Is it Mickey and Minnie's? That's how much I don't know. But they're still actively building that, and it's it's coming along, but it's going to be a while. So,
but it is that part of it though that like we're excited to see, is how like there's something in California that's still being built that we're gonna get to like.
It's crazy.
That's mind blowing to us in a weird way. When we were talking about our list, we were like, we're gonna actually get on this attraction.
Because I'm a big fan of dark rides. I love Fantasyland and all, the Snow Whites and the Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Pinocchio. I love those rides, and I know that they're kind of deemed as like little kid rides, but it's like the theming and the vibe and the storytelling is second to none. And so I think that a new dark ride is always interesting to see how they reimagine dark rides.
And a trackless ride system
and it's Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. Like they haven't gotten that kind of love, which is kind of bizarre that it's taken this long, but it's finally here. So yeah, big deal for that one.
And speaking of Minnie and Mickey, that is number 6 on our list.
Yeah.
Is just to see the Big Cheese and the wife themselves, like to actually see Mickey and Minnie is something that like, I mean, I'm gonna cry even thinking about it now. Here we go. Like I just said that.
Well, I mean, it was always a big deal, just even on our daily situations at Disneyland. Even
as often as we went,
it was always like you'd see other characters go, oh look, there's Pluto, or there's Goofy, but it was like, oh my God, there's Mickey.
There's Mickey.
There's
Mickey and Minnie. So you're just seeing them, like seeing them in a parade in their different outfits. I mean, I know one thing I am just dying over to see, and I saw a photo, I think it was on Disney Parks blog. It was Mickey and Minnie in their little winter outfits at Epcot, and I about lost my mind. There is something about Minnie and her new outfits, stuff she wore for, the celebration, stuff she's worn for Christmas, during the 60th, her cute little outfit for Rock the Dots.
Yeah.
Minnie is a fashion icon.
Fashionista.
She is a fashionista, fashion mousta. I mean, oh my gosh. So to see that is going to just...
Yeah, that'll be good.
Just to see them, like, even if we can't touch them, I know we can't, but... Oh, to see Mickey and Minnie.
But they can touch our hearts.
They can touch our hearts, and they will. Like, I know they will, but they don't even... Honestly, we could just see those little ears walking away, and we'd be like, yes! So that's...
well, and then the other part of that, too, is that we just... December 5th was Walt Disney's birthday, and to me, Mickey Mouse is kind of an extension of Walt. It's like the representation of him, a character representation of him a little bit to me, because he did voice Mickey Mouse a little bit in the early days. And as much as you see them together in partner statues and things like that,
right.
there's something about him, like he's a direct link to Walt.
Right.
So I don't know. There's something about that to me that screams that. So that's why it's important to me, the whole Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. So like I was mentioning with Mickey and Minnie and their outfits that I saw in Epcot, that leads us to number 7, is just to go to
Epcot. The experimental
prototype
city of tomorrow. Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because if you are a fan of Walt Disney, as who we were just talking about,
yes,
when he did his TV show and he talked about Epcot so proudly and what he wanted to do, as well as on his deathbed talking to his brother Roy about it and the planning and his vision for it. Obviously it was manifested a little bit differently than his vision, but still the fact that it was one of the last things that literally one of the last things he envisioned before he passed is a big deal to experience.
Yeah, so it was said.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the connection to, with Walt and Epcot, just the, like we were talking about, the icon, like just there's just so much of Epcot that, like, when we're standing there, like, I don't, seeing the things around the world type, just going to Germany and Italy and all those little things. There's just so many facets of Epcot that we're so excited about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's honestly like on a different level of like, are we really going to be in Epcot? Like, are we seriously going to be in Epcot? Like, it doesn't even feel real to me. Like, that's something like,
I know. It's like we were saying, it's days away, but I still don't believe it until I'm on that that plane and I'm on my way there.
And we buckle the seatbelts. It's like, dude, we're going to Epcot.
Right. It's still kind of a, it's weird how it's not a reality yet, and I'm just hoping, because of the way 2020's been going, I'm like,
right. It's like, you can turn around, and then the next day something just goes horribly wrong. So we're just trying to think positive and excited about it, and stay excited about it.
Yeah, because mark my words, no matter what, we are going, and that's that.
Nothing can stop us now.
No, and it won't, and there's no reason why we won't be able to. So just know that.
Yeah, there's just, and speaking of Epcot too, there's tons of attractions that we want to do there.
Yeah.
Like I had mentioned with like Frozen and, Living with the Land. And
like I said, I'm so terrible at knowing what's where. I just know that I know all the things that are out there, but I don't know which park.
He doesn't know which park.
What has what, and
you're also one of those people though that, like, for you to learn something, like, you either have to like really put your head down and study, or experience it. And so
that's how I learned about Disneyland, was just going.
Oh.
And there was a lot of things that going to Disneyland since I was like 3, but there was things that I didn't learn until I started going as an adult with a pass a lot, where I would
when you met me,
yes,
I taught him so much Disneyland.
Yeah, and then I would hear terminology and things like even the acronym DCA. Oh, Disney California Adventure. Things like that. The hub. I didn't know that was called the hub.
Isn't that cute?
And then it's even as specific as the Secret Trail or
the Secret Path.
The Secret Path or whatever. There's just certain things that are named, obviously, for cast members to describe areas so that they can do their jobs, and think, you need to go clean up the da-da-da on the whatever. I don't know. So, I'm looking forward to kind of familiarizing myself with all that kind of stuff, and I know I'm not going to learn it all immediately, because it'll be the first time going, and it's going to be overwhelming, and there's so much to see and do. That's
the thing I think I'm most looking forward to, because there's times where I'll have conversations with him, and the only reason I know, I've not physically actually been there, but most of my friends that I met through Periscope several years ago, I would watch the Periscopes from the parks all the time, and they would watch mine at Disneyland, and then they would come down, you know, we would be on FaceTime in Epcot, and, you know, I'd be like, FaceTime me and take me on, like, take me on this ride. So, you know, let's go on Test Track. So, you know, that's the only reason I know. And now I'm excited that I can be like, oh yeah, like, let's, you know, we're Pandora. Like, he's starting to get that that's an Animal Kingdom now.
Yeah.
Did that click yet?
Yeah, it's starting to click. It's starting to click. And
so it'll be fun.
It's a lot like being in a backlot of a movie studio where you see the area that they shot something that you are so familiar with, but you've only seen it through the camera lens and through the director's vision, and then you see the physical space, and you kind of get taken back like, oh, whoa.
That's what's going to get me.
You know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because it's very much set up like a movie set at Disney anyways, because you're, you know, visually supposed to be inside it. So
that's what's definitely going to get me, is from always just seeing from a phone or a video or whatever, whereas like when I do exactly that, I'm going to probably step in and be like,
oh, this is what it feels like. Yeah, like, you're not seeing it through a simulated camera lens or someone else's, you know, camera phone.
It makes me thankful we're meeting up with our friends and you know,
our friends and experts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and Disney
locals.
Experts.
Yeah,
like Adam and you know whatnot. And speaking of Epcot, number 8. One of the things that we're, you know, top of the list. This is top 10. Number 8.
Yeah, number 8, the snowman. I call number 8 a snowman.
It is just to go to the Festival of Holidays.
That's really cool.
Right? Like we were saying, like we weren't able to, you know, get it at DCA this year, and
yeah, we didn't even finish Food and Wine.
Oh yeah, we didn't. You're right.
Just got started.
Oh, you're right.
And then the rug got pulled out from under us.
Did we even get to Food and Wine? I don't even know if we made it. That's funny.
I think we started it. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah, I don't even remember, but it's, you know, to be able to go do that is just, even if we don't like eat a ton like crazy, it's just, there's something about a food festival at Disney that's just like, yes, like you just eat on top of a trash can, or you know, I don't know.
We're used to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's part of the Disney park experience now.
And I believe it's probably, I mean, maybe, I'm not 100% sure because I haven't looked into it, but I start to wonder, is it the same like size as, you know, as
I don't even
DCA?
know what park it's at.
It's at Epcot.
It's at Epcot. Okay.
Yeah.
See, there you go. I don't even know.
It's okay. But so, you know, I think just to do a Festival of Holidays, and the fact that it's called Festival of Holidays, that rocks for us.
Yeah.
Like, that little bit of like,
there's another parallel that we're going to enjoy.
Familiarity. Is it familiarity? I don't know if I said that right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, to have that will be cool, and I'm excited for him to get some drinks and you know, try some stuff out, and just his, oh gosh, it's going to be so fun. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh yeah. And number 9, Animal Kingdom.
She's so fun. Number 9.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom is, I always wondered what it was like. Obviously, I know a little bit about it because a friend of ours that we've grown to know on the beach over there in Malibu is a guy named Paul Comstock, Imagineer, who was featured on the Imagineering specials. But we knew him before that. I'd known this guy from just beach walks and just him and his wife, just awesome, pleasant people.
Oh, yeah.
And came to find out, somebody had said, oh yeah, he worked for Disney for a while. That's all I heard. And then we're watching the Imagineering special, and it was like, whoa,
Paul!
There's Paul Comstock. And his involvement in Animal Kingdom, right alongside with Joe Rohde.
It's like the landscaping, the stuff that he told us about.
I mean, we learned on that special was that he flew all over the world to collect samples and to learn about all the different horticulture, because that was kind of his gig. He was a horticulturist for the parks, and you know, he helped design the Tree of Life, right? As well as
he did. Like, I think he has like Fort Comstock. We're not too familiar with Paris, but
he has the fort named after him, Fort Comstock, and it was a surprise to him, and which I found really interesting. Right. The way they honor Imagineers, they don't necessarily warn them or tell them. And in most cases, it could be different for anything. But you know, when they put a window on Main Street for somebody or whatever.
I think he does have a window in one of the parks in Asia, possibly.
Possibly,
I feel like he mentioned something like that.
He downplays it because he's such a cool guy.
Yeah, he downplays it so much, and we don't
and we're just like, whoa, you know.
We're not going to sit and research like crazy, but I believe that's what he had mentioned.
What we're trying to say is he's a legend, and he was gracious enough to even gift us with a bottle of wine that was given out to everybody who was at the Animal King opening party for all the Imagineers.
I like that you called Animal King.
Oh, did I say Animal King?
Yeah, you're just like at the Animal King.
The Animal Kingdom party for the Imagineers when they had their grand opening. They gave out bottles of wine that had labels on them that said Animal Kingdom, and he gifted us with that bottle of wine.
Yeah, so
for our
it's
collection,
just,
which is like
right. And so now we get to go see the Tree of Life and the landscaping, and just connect it back to the history and how much work went into that, especially with someone you know that you live fairly close to. It's like
and hearing the stories and all that. And,
so it's all of that.
We're big fans of Joe Rohde on top of that.
So it's like you put all that together, and it's like, okay, Animal Kingdom. Yeah, there's Pandora. We're so excited about that. Again, remember, these are just our top things that are like you know, the top of the top of the top. So, you know, because we want to go on the safari. There's hundreds of things we want to do there, but the fact is that we're going to see the Tree of Life. It's something so simple as to look at the landscape and see the Tree of Life and connect all of that. That's why it has its own little category.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of Pandora, that had to kind of go in its own category, and that's what's number 10 on our list. Yeah. Again, kind of stripping it down just to see Pandora.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for Spencer to ride Flight of Passage, I still might. I'm kind of like 50-50 on it, depending on how I feel.
And I'll admit something that is a little bit sad. I haven't even seen the movie. So,
what?
Yeah.
I was watching it and you were sitting there, but I guess you haven't watched it.
But I haven't really sat down and watched it.
I'll
be perfectly
Avatar?
honest with you. Have not seen it.
Okay.
Not that I'm opposed to it. It's just that for some reason or another, I just never got around to seeing it, and so.
But that's okay, because maybe we'll have time to watch it before we leave, or.
Yeah.
But I don't think
it's going to diminish my experience.
No, I don't think you need to actually see a movie in order to feel like, oh, hey, like I can, you know, you can appreciate something. Yeah. Yeah, you'll be able to appreciate it no matter what. And like, I think it's called Navi River Journey.
That's what I heard.
And then the place to eat at there, I mean, just stuff like that. Like, just the landscaping of Pandora is like mind-blowing. The way they make the rocks and I mean,
the technology involved in that one is pretty top-notch.
So yeah, that's Pandora is something we're just like, wow. Again, and I mean, I've watched Avatar a few times. It's not my favorite movie. I wouldn't even list it as like one of my top movies. But when Disney does something, like when they do anything, it's incredible. Whether you love the movie or hate it, like it's Disney, like that we love, and they did it, and they made it a park,
right?
You know, or a part of a park. Like they made it a land. They made Pandora. Like what?
Yeah.
They made rides that are, or attractions that are like mind blowing with animatronics, like that are just gonna. I can't even wait, because I know I've actually watched ride-throughs and things. Spencer hasn't. So, but regardless, I mean, you're excited just to...
Oh, yeah. So that's the list. That is the top 10 things we want to see when we head out to Florida to Walt Disney World in general, and obviously other things that we want to check out and that we are going to check out.
Right, like be our guest, you know, obviously, you know. We just had to narrow it down to 10, and that was really difficult. That was really difficult.
These are our wishes, as well as, you know, it's going to be my birthday, so I'm going to get all these things for my birthday. So that's what I want.
You're getting to go to Walt Disney World for your 50th birthday. Like, how incredible is that?
You know what's interesting is next year will be Walt Disney World's 50th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it really next year?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's next October.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, and I always remember that because 1971. I was born in 1970.
Oh,
so
right.
I'm just about a year older than Walt Disney World. We're kind of the same age. We kind of, you know.
So maybe you're going to connect to Walt Disney World even more.
I'm thinking I might.
I'm just so excited. We're going to have so much fun, you guys. We're so looking forward to some real fun, some extra positivity, and to be able to do it safely. Like we've said, we've been going to Disney, like, you know, the Disney property since the very beginning, and we've never felt safer. We've actually done a lot of, you know, traveling and stuff, and, you know, we feel that we're confident in Disney, and we're just so excited.
They do safety the best. And we hope that you join us for all those journeys. It's going to be great.
Yes.
As well as we're going to show you the journey over on the airplane with old Scaredy Cat here. So you're going to really want to look forward to that, and
it's going to be
watch the white knuckle journey to Florida. because I'm going to put the camera interface.
Oh gosh. If you don't want to miss that, please, in order to watch that, and if you don't want to miss it, it is completely free. Just subscribe to our channel. Yeah. And then you might even want to turn on your little bell notifications in case we go live. We do go live every Wednesday for What's Happening Wednesday. Yeah. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, you got to subscribe. It's free. It's easy. And we will see you next time on Best Life and Beyond. Bye-bye, everybody.